3 hosts, 3 actors, 3 friends, 3 perspectives, and fantastic guests every Friday at noon. I'm your host, Sasha Kerbel.
I'm your host, Rachelle Henry.
And I'm your host, Rico E Anderson.
Prepare yourself for high voltage conversation.
And get ready to supercharge your brain.
Because it's time for the Lightning Hour! And today we're going to meet our guest, Susan Gallagher.
Susan Gallagher is an American actress and producer known for her extensive work in TV and film. She's currently a series regular on Queering and recurring on the hit show Cobra Kai. A regular fixture on television, she has appeared on Dream, Bloodline, NCIS New Orleans, HBO's The Outsider, Queen Sugar, and many more.
Her first major recurring role on television was when she was handpicked by Aaron Spelling to be cast as the love interest for Gregory Harrison in Safe Harbor.
With dozens of films to her credit, she appeared in Walk Away Joe opposite David Strathairn, The Christmas Contract with Cheryl Ladd, Strange Weather with Holly Hunter, and many, many more. As a producer, her company, Her Little Red Productions, has produced several award-winning projects and films, including Portrait of a Woman at Dawn.
Federal agent! Federal agent, stop! You run the massage parlor.
Congratulations, Captain Obvious.
You've been busted a few times.
And you got me again. Big deal. I'll be out in 6 months.
Poor thing.
What?
You're going down for human trafficking.
For all of it. We've already connected you to Daryl Wilson.
What do you want to know?
I just need you to bring attention to the dojo, all right? I want everybody to see this sign.
You want me to flash my bits? That'll cost you extra.
No, that's the opposite of what I want. Nobody wants to see your bits.
Well, I want meth and a burrito.
You can spend it on whatever you want. That's how money works. Just do your job, spin it around. I'll be back later. You got it?
Got it. Oh, Jolie.
Oh, Miss Meredith, hi, how are you?
I'm for you. Thank you,
Good to see you. And is this the handsome writer that we've been gossiping about all morning? This is Jack, my boyfriend. Jack. Around these parts, we hug. Oh, boyfriend Jack.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, too.
Well, y'all come see what we've done. Yeah, it looks pretty.
So how long have you guys been separated? You don't want to talk about it?
No, not necessarily.
Are you seeing other people?
No, of course not.
I went on a date. I'm sure you feel something about this.
No. I don't.
Darcy Baylor. My, what a surprise.
Hey, Sue Ann. Your yard's sure looking gorgeous. Aren't you worried about getting ticketed for the sprinklers?
We aren't on water restrictions here in the Heights. What can I help you with, Darcy?
Well, actually, I'm looking for Kevin.
Well, he and Beth and the boys headed back to Alabama around dawn.
Mrs. Ganaway, I know you're aware of who Mr. Lowry is. I need to know everything he told you. Teresa doesn't have a lot of time.
That's her name, Teresa. You think it hurts you?
I'm so sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest, Susan Gallagher!
Woo! Thank you for being on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. It's great to see everybody.
Great to meet you.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you, same here.
You just came off the set of the war drama film, 22, The Unforgotten Soldier, where you played Mary alongside Sam Medina. Could you tell us more about Mary and the story itself?
Sure. Sam Medina has written and is directing 22, The Unforgotten Soldier, which deals with veteran suicide and PTSD. And we're actually still in production. Okay. So I just got back from New Orleans, but we've got a couple of more months of production to do. So I'm really proud to be part of that. And I come from from somewhat of a military family and have always had a heart for veterans, as Sam does. This has been kind of his passion project. And Mary works in the local diner, and she has been friends with some of the veterans for many, many years. And it kind of follows the life of two veterans, and Sam plays one of those guys based on a true story. So it's a very touching story. It's very real and raw, and I'm really proud to be part of it.
I love
so nice.
that hits for you guys and how connected you both are to the story. That will really bring it to life and will really draw audiences in, that you all care about it so much and that you're so dedicated and devoted to the story. And something interesting is that we've had multiple guests talk to us about working on set with the COVID precautions. All of them sound a little bit different. So we want to hear what your experience is with that. And what was the biggest difference that you've seen working on a set that was pre-COVID and the ones that are in production while COVID is still a large part of our lives?
Right. Well, pre-COVID, I mean, there's no comparison, right?
Yeah.
The biggest change that I saw just was traveling, because I'm used to traveling at least once or twice a month and working. And the traveling was wonderful because the planes were so clean. I've never seen planes this clean. And I'm like, why haven't we been doing this all along, right? The hotel was spotless. The rooms were spotless. Even, you know, the remote was wrapped properly. And it just seems like everybody, at least in New Orleans and where I've been, and in Florida and North Carolina, have been very mindful. And of course, everybody's wearing their masks. Now, we didn't actually shoot when I was there. We were doing some pre-pro and some screen testing and that kind of thing. So we didn't have to fall underneath the strict guidelines. But a couple of my buddies were also in town, and we had naturally wanted to get together, but we couldn't because they were in 2-week quarantine.
Oh, wow.
Now, they had large roles and were going to be shooting for a while, but they had been quarantined and couldn't see anybody in New Orleans. Can you imagine? So I don't know if they're getting beignets delivered or what, but yeah. And then I know my one buddy was telling me that after your quarantine, you get tested again, and then you arrive on set and you get your temperature taken. And if you have no temperature, then you go to wardrobe. So I think that it is different everywhere, but I just booked something in Atlanta I can't talk about right now, but I'm very, very excited about. So I'll come back when I can. You know, that I was going to have to be doing multiple testing. And I said, fine, I'll do it. So whatever it takes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And just stay healthy. It's like, okay.
Stay healthy in between, for sure.
Exactly. So you test negative and you can work, you know.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to be very mindful of that and keep my immune system boosted as much as I can and wear my mask when I'm out and, you know, do everything that I know to do. But let's get back to work, right?
Right.
Let's do it. You know, I just actually came off set a few weeks ago, and yeah, they were very strict like that too, as far as taking your temperature before you even get on set. We took tons of tests. Just the whole atmosphere was definitely different, but you felt very safe and you felt really good about being there. And that's the beautiful thing about it. And obviously they don't want to get shut down, but you tell definitely that they care about what's happening and the people involved.
Well, you know, you think about it, it's even like the flu. You know, if somebody in your crew or the cast has a horrible flu, you don't want that being spread throughout, because it could knock you out of business. So, you know, I think that going forward, there could be some silver linings that, you know, we're going to take more precautions and things are going to be cleaner and we're just all going to be more mindful of all that.
Exactly. And with that said, we're hoping that more productions open up, and especially big productions that we've all been involved of, like the one you've been involved in, Cobra Kai, Netflix #1 show globally. You are playing a very fun character there that, well, if you think about it, has the potential to bring some really more interesting stories in the future. So please tell us about Lynn, the homeless woman, and her place on the series.
Lynn is, like you said, she's the homeless woman, and she lives right outside of the Cobra Kai dojo, which Johnny Lawrence's character runs, or he did. And, you know, so, and she loves to harass him as much as she can. And she hustles coin in the neighborhood. She's very sassy. She is somewhat provocative. And she is an absolute riot to play. And I'm just so grateful to be part of this series. And, you know, some people think I'm unrecognizable because the hair and makeup departments and the costuming departments have done such a great job. It's like this transformation. But yeah, she's very sassy. And, you know, you never know what she's going to say or what she's going to do. So she's quite unpredictable.
I still laugh and quote her line. She's just like, I just want meth in a burrito.
She's very memorable, very memorable.
Thank you.
You see her, you can never forget her. And we were discussing that your character has a great potential in the series because, you know, she's always there. She observes things. Who knows? Maybe, you know, there will be some side story of yours.
Yeah, let's hope so, right?
Let's hope so.
You want to see my bobble doll, guys?
Yeah.
Lynn has a bobblehead doll.
Ah.
Can you believe it? It says Cobra Kai up here, and then it says, "Give me money, homeless Lynn." I'm gonna hurt you.
So cool.
You made it.
Hilarious.
You made it.
You made it. You got a bobblehead
You
doll.
made it, girl. There you go.
You know, it's crazy because I think there is no person on a planet Earth who wouldn't be a fan of Karate Kid franchise.
Right.
So how does it feel like to have become a part of the family?
Guys, I've been doing this so long, and I have come close to having a break numerous times. And I mean, you guys know, you've been in this business, and something always happens, and you know, it'll run for one season and blah, 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 or they lose the funding or blah, opposite Monday Night Football, whatever. So, you know, I know to stay right here in reality and not to get too excited because then you don't want to get too disappointed. Just stay right here and have some balance. But this has just been such a blessing. And to play such a character like Lynn that I'm not normally known for or not normally submitted for has just been, it's been a dream to bust out of that box that the business has put me in, and to have a break on this level with a show like this that is so incredible with a character that I'm not even recognized in. I just love it. I love it. And I'm just grateful for every little bit, every episode, every one-liner that the fans adopt, and then they start hashtagging, and it's just been a great ride, and I'm just enjoying every minute of it, every second of it.
I love that. Something that I'm curious about, you share screen time with William Zabka, who is AKA Johnny Lawrence. So what was it like to work with him?
He is, you know, that's one of the other than me playing Lynn, that's, I think, my favorite part of this whole experience is for the world to see what a gifted actor William Zabka really is, and the levels that this guy has got. And of course, I didn't know that in the beginning. I don't know who did, but he is just so grounded in his work and very professional. I mean, he's a great guy. He's a really nice guy, cute guy, all of those wonderful things. But what really impresses me the most is how grounded and consistent he is in the work.
Yeah.
And he is so dedicated to this series and to this character. And I'm just thrilled that the world finally gets to see how great he really is. And you know what? One of my best memories the rest of my life will be seeing Johnny Lawrence throw his first kick and punch.
Yes.
Episode 1, season 1, when the fight, and I steal his pizza off the ground. And Liz was sitting back taking it all in on a Friday night watching the show, and got to see him fight after over 30 years. So that was quite memorable. And he is very athletic. It's super athletic.
It's cool that your character is one of the first people to witness Johnny Lawrence coming back into karate. I mean,
and she thinks he's homeless. Lynn thought that he was homeless, and he's like, I'm not homeless, that's my car.
Right.
She's like, finish up and beat it. You ain't hustling no coin at my mart. So
That's
she
the
thought
twist.
that he was home. And he's not far from Lynn. You know, he could go down that route if he doesn't watch it. And she knows that.
Now, what other fun story can you give us a little behind the scenes, little tidbits from your experience on the set of Cobra Kai?
In season 2, because no spoilers here, in season 2, when Lynn is sitting on the curb and she's spinning that donut and she says, bakery's giving away fritters, but you keep your paws off my bounty. And he says, can't you be homeless somewhere else? And I said, you taking me home with you, baby? And he said, yeah, you wish. And I go, wow. I did that cat call, and that was not in the script. I just threw that in just as a little improv. And that cat call has developed a life of his own. The fans have gone crazy with that cat call. So we're hashtag team Meow, hashtag scratch first, scratch hard, no meowsy. I mean, it's just an absolute riot just from that one little thing. And I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you something else. I guess I can say this. Marty Cove is in that scene, not with me, but that's where Johnny, after he kind of blows me off, he walks up to Marty's character, Sensei Kreese. Well, after they did their little bit, I'm still sitting on the curb, Lynn. And so Sensei Kreese comes by, and he looks at me, and I don't even know if the camera picked it up, but he threw out the line, if he won't take you home, I will. And then he just keeps walking. And I thought, that was pretty darn clever. Well, we've shot season 3, obviously. Everybody knows that. Yeah. Right, and so that's coming out in 2021. And hopefully,
we'll see what happens.
In the meantime, let's talk about other works of yours. You're currently a regular on the YouTube series Queering, a mother-daughter LGBTQ story. Could you tell us about your role as Val, a mother who comes out as bisexual later in her life? And what has the overall reception of the show been?
I love Val so much. She's a retired dentist. She was married for 30 years. She's raised 2 children, Harper, who also stars in Queering, my daughter, played by the fantastic Sofia Grasso from New York, and a son. And she had been struggling with her identity, her sexuality, her life for some time. And, she's going into retirement now, and she's divorced. And she comes out as bisexual to her daughter because what she did was had too much wine one night, and she made a YouTube video that went viral. And she got all of this support from people, and people were just so inspired by her courage of coming out. And so it's Val's journey of discovering who she really is, and the relationship with her adult children, the relationship coming out with her children and with her friends. So, I mean, you'll see, we've got 2 seasons up on YouTube, and it's free. We've had over 1 million views for season 1, so we're very grateful for that. We were an official selection to screen at the South by Southwest Film Festival. Oh. So we were very proud of that. And it's really well done. Letitia Del Portoli is the writer-creator, and she's a very talented woman. And this show has such heart, but she is able to bring light, shed light on a topic that can be somewhat sensitive, especially in family dynamics, but she does it with a lightness and with humor. And Diana O, if you've seen any of the episodes, who plays Devin, Harper's best friend, is brilliant and hilarious. So it's a very raw kind of series and very authentic, which I like, because these are real people in real relationships, and you get to see the struggles that they have on a daily basis, but then the humor that is in the series. One minute you could be laughing, and then the next minute, you've got you're teary-eyed, and you're going, oh my gosh, this is just so real. And what I have found so wonderful about Queering is you don't have to be gay or lesbian to like this series. I mean, lots of straight people love this series because it's so well done, and the characters are so lovable, and the storyline is very captivating, and it really keeps your interest. We've got, I think, 5 webisodes in the first season, and they're like 5 to 7 minutes, so it's so easy to watch. And then the second season, I think we've got 6, and I'm really proud of the finale of the second season. It's fantastic, guys. You've got to watch Queering web series on YouTube.
Well, when you have a good show, it doesn't matter what the theme is. If the writing's good, you got good actors, and you know that's the best thing. Now you've actually been on some other really wonderful shows as well that have that same chemistry and that same outcome. You've also done Netflix's Bloodline. You were on the OWN Network's Queen Sugar and CBS's NCIS New Orleans, just to name a few. And all of these shows have had A-list actors and casts and very large fan bases. In a nutshell, what was it like to get to work on some of these shows and just join those families, those franchises?
It's been just a dream experience, guys, because living and trying to work in a regional market in the Southeast, which is where I primarily am. I mean, usually in the spring, I'm in New York, and we were supposed to be shooting Queering the movie this spring, but because of COVID, we're not. And then, you know, I've lived in Los Angeles off and on, but I've been based mostly in the Southeast. That's where I raised my children. That's where my husband's business is. And it's a struggle. I mean, it's a struggle living in LA and getting a break in the business. But we look at the whole South as one regional market. So to be able to work with people like Scott Bakula, who is so professional, like on NCIS New Orleans, that's his baby. And he's so decisive and so hands-on. And I just want to learn from them. And I tell you, one of my big highlights was a feature film that we shot in Mississippi called Strange Weather, starring Holly Hunter. Man, was that bucket list kinds of stuff, because we had the female lead, Holly Hunter, who I've followed her for years. And then we had a female writer director. So, you know, that was quite an honor too. But I mean, Bloodline, I had wanted to be on that show because I live in Florida, but it was tough to get on. And I was so grateful to get in that last season and work opposite Kyle Chandler. So, you know, I just tried to be prepared and be true to that character, and to work opposite like David Strathairn and Walk Away Joe. That's been my most recent. And it's an honor. It's a real honor to be able to work and have that magic going on in that moment, and try to learn as much as I can from all these wonderful people.
Joe, what in the name of God are you doing here?
You've kept the place looking real nice, Maggie.
Boss says you can't be here.
I know. I know. You know, I don't want any trouble. I just wanted to tell Christopher that his granddaddy passed away.
I'm sorry about that. I'll let him know.
And would you give this to him, please?
Chris isn't here.
Yes, I know he's moved on.
Yes.
Who's there, Maggie?
Nobody. I'll be right in. You just stay away from him. It's the least you can.
I am a huge fan of Bloodline, and I'm also a huge Scott Bakula fan.
Yeah.
So that is so exciting that you've gotten to work with those people. And something that you and I have in common is, along with being actors, we are also producers. So we have that in common. You have your own production company, Her Little Red Productions, and you have multiple award-winning films that you've produced, such as Portrait of a Woman at Dawn. So something that I'm curious about from your perspective is, how did you get started as a producer, and how has producing helped you grow as an actor? Because I know for myself, learning the other sides of the camera has helped me as an actor grow and understand more of the industry. So I want to hear your thoughts on that.
I am still learning and have so much to learn, but I had gotten to a point in my life where, you know, I was tired of waiting for the phone to ring. And then when it did ring, it was for these same little tiny, these roles in this little tiny box. And I knew that I wanted to be more of a character actress. And the only way that I could do that is if I did my own stuff. But I didn't know what I was doing. But, you know, I was inspired by other people, other friends of mine in Florida who were making short films and doing this. And I'm thinking, well, they don't know what they're doing any more than I do. So I sort of got to the point where I wasn't afraid to fail, you know, and that vulnerability thing, I was just like, screw it. I mean, the older you get, the more you're like, okay, forget that. I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, I just took that step and just made the decision, because what happens is it gives me a little bit of control over my future, and whether, you know, instead of just waiting for that audition or waiting for that booking, you know, I'm busy, I'm collaborating with other people on a creative level. So I've got that creative outlet that I have to have. And then I'm you know, I'm putting stuff out there, I'm producing stuff. So it's a productive kind of feeling too. And then you have the whole editing process, and then you go to the film festival circuit and you get to learn. And even though it's been on a small scale, every little step of the way of this journey, I have learned something. And I think that, you know, we either grow or we go. And I think the more I have done, the more comfortable I have become as an actor in my own skin. And I think I've become a better actress because of that.
Right. Actually, one of my acting coaches, her motto is don't wait, create. And I think that really applies to anyone in the film industry, any artist. Yeah. If you want to make something, go ahead and make it. Don't wait for the phone to ring. Create, collaborate, make what you want to make. So I think that it's great that you said, okay, I want to do something different. I want to make these projects that I want to be in. I want to have these certain roles. I'm going to go and make them. And I love that passion and I love that drive. And that's the same for me. I make the roles that I want to play. Yeah. So I love that.
Well, see, you're way ahead of me because you're not waiting until you're 50 years old or 48, whatever I was.
Well, you know,
so good for you.
Thank you.
It's their generation.
I think that it's just amazing that anyone at any age decides that if they have something they want to do, they just go out and do it. Even Anthony Hopkins, he started acting when he was, if I remember right, he was 50. And, you know, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you want to go out and achieve something, go out and make it. Go out and achieve it. Live that dream. So right. I don't think it's any more of a big achievement to, you know, start it young than it is, you know, at any age. I think that it's just that I think it's just amazing in general if somebody decides, okay, I want to make the content I want to make and goes ahead and does it. I just think it's an accomplishment all the way around.
Well, I think it's inspiring for me to see younger women embracing that passion and having the courage to step out. So it inspires me because my production company is female run and female driven projects. And we like to do female empowering projects. So I'm all about that. And
the women
very inspired by you. So cheers.
Let's work together. Let's collab.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Yes.
What else would you tell them about how to keep yourself in the best acting shape, let's say, in the best shape as an actor? What else would you suggest?
I think it's like anything else. We have to continue learning and growing. And I mean, if if you play sports, you're always working with your coach, you're always wanting to improve. And for me, I've studied with Zena Jasper in New York for like the last 15 years. And in Florida, I studied with Dan Bright in Orlando. And I've studied with a lot of different people over the years, but those two complement each other and have really, I don't know, that the way we work our process and we collaborate on whether it's an audition or a role, I spend a lot of time in preparation and I take it seriously. And there were years where I hated to audition, but you know what? Auditioning is a huge part of this job. So I had to flip that and embrace the audition process and learn to just, lighten up about it. And instead of focusing, oh, am I going to get this job? Am I going to get this job? Focusing on the work and what I can find in the writing. And when the writing is great, and that's why I've been so fortunate in the last few years, is it starts with the writing, like, one of you had said earlier. So when you have the opportunity to work on some really great writing, I just love to look at it from lots of different angles and play investigator, like, you know, a detective, and try to find the little nuances and all the different ways that I may look at that. And that feeds my soul. I'm just passionate about the work, even though I do love producing, and I'm actually producing a new pilot for a series right now called Grace's Diner that I am so excited about. Cool. With Kevin O'Neill. So y'all check us out. I just, you know, so we're putting it out there, but it takes work. And I've gotten to the point where I enjoy the work. It's not so much of a, you know, oh God, I've got to have this done by 2 o'clock. You know, it's like, ooh, let me get in there and see what I can do with this character. But it's been a lot more fun too, because I'm getting more interesting roles, and that helps because I think it fits me better. So I think when you're in the right lane, I think it becomes much easier and it's more enjoyable rather than forcing yourself or having to push too much for something that, you know, I really wasn't that excited about. You know, I like those outrageous characters.
Those are fun.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best because those are the characters that take you to that whole other level as an actor to play.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, like the homeless woman looked differently. And with that in mind, you have so many different projects happening and you have so many different things that you've already done, and you even have your own action figure. So with all of that in mind, how can people find you on social media so they'll know when the next action figure comes out?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, on Instagram, it's I am Susan Gallagher. And then on Facebook, it's, you know, I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out, guys. I'm not, you know, I'm not a high-tech person at all. I'm more of a bobblehead kind of girl. But on Facebook, it's Susan Gallagher Official. But the fans have started a page for Homeless Lynn on Facebook. And it's called Cobra Kai's Homeless Lynn. And we have an absolute blast. I engage on it. They started it. They run it. And we just hit 1,000 members this past week. So it's just been crazy. The fans are the best ever. I mean, a lot of them are the Karate Kid fans. And now we have the Cobra Kai fans. And it's just been so wonderful. So we've got Susan Gallagher Official, Homeless Lynn, and then I am Susan Gallagher. And then Twitter, it's at Susan L. Gallagher. And then I have a YouTube channel that I'm trying to keep up with, and that's just Susan Gallagher. So I'm trying to do everything I'm supposed to do, guys. And
right.
You got any suggestions? Let me know, fans and anybody out there, because I'm open to suggestions.
Well, you know what that says? That says that no matter what you may or may not know social media wise, the fans will find you.
Aw. Yeah, I love the fans. I really do.
They created a character page for you. Come on. They found you. They found you, girl.
I love them so much.
Thank you.
Susan Gallagher, thank you.
Thank you so much. Our guest today was actress and producer Susan Gallagher. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on with us.
Thank you so much.
It's a cruel